it's Angela here to recap tonight's Pretty Little Liars Season 5, Episode 8, Scream for Me. I'm in my garage tonight so you can see my stash of things for the zombie apocalypse. I had to bake a strawberry cake today and my whole house smells like it, and I just want to stay away. I have to save it till tomorrow, so I can't eat any quite yet. And if I go inside, I'll want to. Also in the South, it's doing this really weird, like, hot, cold thing. It's not, it's cold-ish. I mean, it feels amazing. So I thought I'd make my video in the garage, where the lighting is terrible, and you can tell I have no makeup on. Hashtag unfiltered. This is probably the only time, beside the little crappy videos that I shoot with my iPhone, that I will not have makeup on. I had to bake that cake, so I didn't bother today. So let's get right into things after my little ramble. The girls are practicing for the Christmas episode, and they're singing "What Child Is This?" and they're all looking toward Lieutenant Tanner, who's having this conversation with Allie about why Shauna would move up to be with her aunt near Rosewood if she thought Allie was dead. She asked if Allie has ever talked to her, and Allie said she hasn't talked to anybody. And Allie also asked if the same person, if her kidnapper was the same one that killed Shauna. And Lieutenant Tanner quickly says the police have a lot of theories. I was like, you go, Lieutenant Tanner. She is not buying this crap, and neither am I. Anyway, we all know what happened to Shauna, but I know Allie has more secrets that are going to hopefully come out soon, because I'm just getting so fed up with this. I mean, I used to be sympathetic toward Allie. You know, once you've lied so long, it's hard to change. But now it's changed. I'm just like, tell us something. You need to get on the ball here. Yeah, it's just, I hate that dumb little quote that she does where she's like, once you know something, you can't unknow it. You flip. Whatever, Allie. Just shut up. Your friends are big girls. They can handle themselves. So she goes back into the choir room, and Spencer and her are looking at the sheet music in her bag where all the A's have been circled. Hannah asks to see it. She flips it open, and there's the note from A that says, "It's good to hear you singing. Last time you were all choked up." So, either A is a pickpocket or one of her best friends, because she swears the bag has not been off her side all day. But what do you do when you're sitting at a desk, you know? Are you going to keep your bag on? I mean, A could easily just come up there and slip it in right there. Ezra was not in this episode because he was getting medical treatment in New York. And I thought to myself, why could they not send his files to Rosewood and save him the drive? And I also found that kind of fishy because with the exception of the sheet music notes from A, we don't see anything else. I mean, I know a lot of people were absent in this episode, but we don't see, we didn't see Mona, we didn't see Melissa, we didn't see Ezra, and I just was like, where's all the A tags, So, the girls are wondering if Sydney is the one that texted them. They're wondering if anyone else was in the Brew that night with Hannah and Sydney. And maybe they're kind of thinking, it might not be her. And Arya's on the phone to Ezra, leaving him a voicemail about where the hell is Eddie. And I think he's in somebody's backyard, dead. That's what the silence of Elam represented, that Eddie is no longer among the world of the living. That's just my opinion. Ella shows up, and she wants Arya to come try on dresses. And Arya's like, oh, I can't. I have to volunteer at Radley. And Ella's just, well, you're my maid of honor, so you should be there. Pretty much, that's what happened. Emily sees Sydney and thanks her for helping Hannah. And she says that, Hannah has a big mouth when she's drunk, and she makes up all these stories, and tells her that Hannah told Emily they should go back to New York when they've never even been in the first place. Asked Sydney if Hannah mentioned New York, and Sydney's like, of course not. You lie. She did mention it. And we were all like, ugh, last episode when she mentioned it. Emily is elected assistant captain of the team, and she's just kind of taken aback a bit, and Sydney's like, I thought you'd want this. I think it's something Sydney wanted. I think she brought this to the team's attention, and everybody did not want to go against Emily because Emily is like sweet Emily, and also they didn't want to be seen as discrimination. I don't know. I'm not in Rosewood. I can't say. So Allie wants to know if Hannah is upset with her, and Hannah says no after she apologizes for acting out at the dinner from hell. And she asks Hannah if she can stay a few days at her house because her dad is out of town. Really, Allie? I mean, you've been alone for 2 years now. What's 4 days gonna hurt? I mean, granted, A wasn't after you at the time, but just sleep in the closet, okay? We saw that you supposedly did this episode. So, Spencer and Toby are looking at a picture, the Bethany Young drawing, and Spencer points out that the only connection between Bethany Young and Mrs. D is A. I don't think this is 100% accurate. I think that maybe Mrs. D found similarities between Allie and Bethany, and when they first met up, it was shortly after the disappearance or the murder of Allie, the supposed murder of Allie. I don't know their timeline of when they met up, but maybe A wasn't involved from the very beginning. Maybe it was just kind of like she's holding on to something that reminds her of her missing kid. And I can see that being a strong possibility. I can also see it being someone else that they're going to talk about at the stables, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So, Toby's enrolled in the police academy, and Spencer laughs at him, but he is tired of seeing the people he loves feeling unprotected. He's such a sweetie, and I hope he's not involved in the A-team. He was looking so hot tonight, those gorgeous blue eyes and that new haircut. The only thing missing was the abs, I must say. Arya goes back to Radley and discovers that Eddie's last day was yesterday. And this is the reason why I think we saw Eddie drop off the drawing to Ezra's apartment, and it signaled to me that Eddie wanted to help. Now, if you want to help somebody and you quit to where you're working and you no longer have that obligation, why wouldn't you say anything? I think he's dead. That's why I think he's not saying anything. And I think they covered it up a bit. That's just my theory. I mean, I think we all think Eddie's dead. Maybe killed by Ezra. I don't know. So, Arya is putting back Rhonda's drawings, and Rhonda walks into the room, and I was just like, oh, shit. There she went, turning her back to an open door yet again. Rhonda says she can forget she was there, but it might cost her something. Allie goes straight to Ashley and gives her cock and bull story that nobody believes. But, surprise, surprise, Mrs. Marin believes it. The mama bear. She is like the ideal parent on the show, I guess. You know, I mean, we saw it really this episode, and she just wanted to keep her safe. But I was sitting there thinking, Ashley, you have one child, not two. You don't need to be a mommy to Allison. She's got a daddy. I mean, he can play both roles for a bit. Anyway, Rhonda wanted a Dr. Pepper and a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and she opens up to Arya about Bethany. She says somebody signed her out to go to the circus. Remember that episode a little while back? I think it might have been in season 3. She said this person gave her gifts and gave her a horse named Custard. Rhonda, said that it was the rich lady with the big beige handbag. This could be Mrs. D, who is, like I said earlier, wanting a connection with someone after Allie. Or it could be the other big beige handbagged woman on the show who also has a little bit of money. Let's think about this. Can we figure it out? If you said Melissa Hastings, you are reading my mind. It was sketchy. Let's just say that. Hannah is venting to Caleb, and he's got more alcohol. Jeez. And he wants to go to Japan. He needs to change things up. Hannah's like, no, I need food. So she goes into the rear window Brew where Zach is and gets her a tuna sandwich, and he hits on her. You know, we all know that there's the friend zone of the back, and then a little bit lower is the not so friend zone, if you know what I mean. She's kind of weirded out, and I would have been too. I mean, this is your best friend's mother's fiance. What is going on? Can we not have any adult figures in Rosewood beside Mrs. Marin? I'm just saying. Spencer and Emily want someone to talk to. Oh, I skipped a bit. I'm sorry. Rewinding. Aria wants Emily to call her because she has been busted by Big Rhonda. And Emily's sitting on her bed listening to music, and we see this like creepy shadow against the door, and surprise, surprise, it's Paige. Paige? Where the fuck did Paige come from? It's Sydney. My notes are like literally jumbled. Like, look at this crap. Well, you can't really see it. Yeah, you can. They're like all over the place. I'm sorry. But Sydney walks in, and she has gotten Emily's assistant coach jacket in the mail, and she's like, I don't know what to do with this anymore. And she kind of opens up to Emily, you know, about being the new girl and having no one to cheer for her since her boyfriend's in college. Her mom doesn't care about swimming because she's probably getting some collagen in her lips. And her dad has a frozen yogurt chain that Emily probably saw when she went to New York. Emily was like, what are you talking about? I told you, Hannah said the New York thing. We were never there. And you told me Hannah didn't mention it to you. And Cindy equates it to her brain being mushy from all the swimming. Excuse me. Spencer and Aria are talking about the stables and which one it could be. Lewisburg is known for being horse country. When Ella walks in all pissed off, and I didn't know why she was so mad. I really didn't. I mean, she's left her kid for God knows how long to go play Dora the Explorer in Europe, and comes back. Is not really a mother figure, in my opinion. She's more concerned about her wedding to lurch over there in the corner. And I was like, what right do you have getting on to Aria for missing something? You missed plenty of Aria's stuff. So she reschedules the appointment. Now we go to Hannah and Caleb at Caleb's cabin, and they're drinking. Surprise, surprise. And I saw that Hannah was starting to change a bit. I mean, I think she's trying to claw her way out of this hole that she's dug herself in by the fact that she wanted to go home. Caleb couldn't take her because he's got the same drinking problem she does. And when she got up, she said, my skirt is so short. And I was like, good for you, Hannah. Change out of the slutty clothes. You can look cute, but not look like a slut. That's just my opinion. I know some people think you have to look like a slut to be cute. You don't. Sidebar. So anyway. Oh, sorry, I had to pop my back. Continuing on. Hannah missed class, and she also put on pants. Got rid of the short skirt. She slept in her car because she's got a lot going on. Got stuff all up in her hair. And she told them that Zach hit on her. And the girls immediately say, once you say something, it can't be unsaid. Are you sure that this really happened? Or were you a little tipsy? And Hannah's like, well, I got to go to the bathroom. I don't want to talk about this anymore. So she's obviously kind of pissed off at her friends. But, you know, she's lost some of her credibility. I mean, she basically lied to her friends. Not necessarily lied. But she just opened her mouth at the wrong time. And she hasn't been really reliable lately. That's what I was looking for. Not lied. So I'm going to pause this and come back with a part 2.